Hi everyone, I'm Xiaoyu from Susan's family. Today, I'll show you a fruit mosaic blanket in the strawberry style. This blanket consists of motifs decorated with sewing and edging. First, crochet the motifs, which include motif 1 through 5. Then, make and assemble the decorations, which include strawberry decorations and strawberry rabbit decorations. After that, sew the motifs together. Finally, crochet the edging around the blanket. Let's start by learning how to crochet Motif 1. For Motif 1, use an adjustable magic ring and crochet in rounds counterclockwise. For your convenience, I'll demonstrate using different colors for the specific yarn and hook size. Please refer to the detail page of our product and the paper instructions for more information. Start with the first round by making an adjustable magic ring. Then chain 3 as a beginning chain for the double crochet. Next, crochet 2 double crochets and 3 chains into the ring. Treat the 3 double crochets and 3 chains as one group, and repeat this 3 more times. After completing, tighten the magic ring. In the third chain of the beginning chain, pick up 2 strands and make a slip stitch. Round 1 is complete. Continue with 3 chains for round 2. Then chain 1. Crochet 3 double crochets into the left chain braid. Three chains, 3 double crochets, and 1 chain. Starting from this double crochet, treat this section as one group. Repeat this pattern for the round. Skip all stitches without crocheting, and work only on the chain braids. For the last group, crochet 3 double crochets, 3 chains, and 2 double crochets into this chain braid. This forms a group together with the starting standing stitch, and 1 chain from the beginning of the round. After completing, slip stitch into the third chain of the beginning chain. Round 2 is complete. For round 3, start with 3 chains as a standing stitch. In this round, crochet 3 double crochets and 1 chain into the position of each chain braid. At the base of the 3 chains, crochet 3 double crochets, 3 chains, 3 double crochets, and 1 chain. Follow this pattern according to the chart and complete the round. After finishing, make a slip stitch. Round 3 is complete. Move on to round 4. Start with 3 chains as a standing stitch. Then crochet 1 chain and continue following the same pattern as round 3 for the entire round. When reaching the final standing stitch corresponding to this chain braid, pick up the chain braid and crochet 2 double crochets. Complete the corresponding stitches for this stitch. Round 4 is complete. Now, observe that the patterns for rounds 5 to 10 of Motif 1 are the same as round 3. Crochet 3 double crochets and 1 chain into each chain stitch position, and at the base of 3 chains, crochet 3 double crochets, 3 chains, 3 double crochets, and 1 chain. For even rounds, remember to complete the starting stitches at the end of the round. Refer to the previous demonstration and chart, and continue crocheting all the way to round 10. I won't demonstrate further. After completing round 5, measure the width of the motif to ensure it matches the width of Motif 4. If there's a significant difference, adjust your tension or hook size and recrochet. During the crocheting process, if you need to join yarn, start by making an incomplete double crochet at the base, yarn over, draw the yarn through, and pull it through the first 2 loops on the hook to finish the incomplete double crochet. Then take the new yarn, leaving a tail, and draw it through. This completes the yarn join. Continue crocheting according to the chart. Place the yarn tail over the hook and pull it together. This is the method for joining yarn. The yarn tails from joining, and the starting tail of the yarn. After the motif is completely finished, you can cut them off directly. Below, I will continue to demonstrate the crochet technique for round 11. Using this swatch. The first chain acts as the turning chain for single crochet. This turning chain does not count as a stitch. Continue by working 1 single crochet into the spot where the slip stitch was inserted below. Then work single crochets correspondingly into each stitch and chain. Keep going until just before the position of the 3 chains on the left side. At the base of the 3 chains, work 1 chain, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 chain and 1 single crochet. After completing the round, observe the pattern. At the position of the 3 chains, work a few stitches as shown. And on the rest of the positions, work single crochets correspondingly. Follow the chart according to the pattern and complete this round. Once done, finish with a slip stitch into the first stitch. Upon completing round 11, leave a yarn tail and fasten off. Then weave in the yarn tail along the texture of the wrong side of the fabric. After finishing each motif, you can weave in the ends. That concludes Motif 1. For Motif 2, start with an adjustable magic ring, and crochet counterclockwise in rounds. Rounds 2 and 3 are worked and joined simultaneously with round 1. Begin with the magic ring. Then work the first round by chaining 4. Work 1 treble crochet. The technique for treble crochet involves wrapping the yarn twice, drawing it through. Then wrapping it, and pulling it through the first 2 loops on the hook, repeating this process 3 times. You've now completed the treble crochet, then chain 4. Next, work a loose slip stitch into the starting chain. Make sure not to tighten this stitch, as you'll need to connect it later. Treat the part you've already worked as one group. Repeat this group 3 more times for this round. After completing the round, chain 1 to secure, leave a yarn tail, and fasten off. Tighten the starting tail of the yarn. With round 1 complete, continue to the next round. Rounds 2 and 3 consist of 4 groups in total, with each group forming a flower. The technique is almost identical. Start by working 1 adjustable magic ring for one of the groups. Then, chain 1 as beginning chain, and work 8 single crochets into the ring. Then tighten the ring. Slip stitch into the first stitch and fasten off. That completes round 2. Join a new yarn at the slip stitch position for round 3. Chain 4. Work 1 incomplete treble crochet in the joining spot. As you work, place the yarn tail above your hook to hide it. Yarn over twice, draw the yarn through, and pull it through the first 2 loops on the hook. Repeat this process twice. You've now completed the incomplete treble crochet. Next, pick up round 1. Make sure the right side is facing up. Find any loose slip stitch. Insert the hook under both strands of the slip stitch. Yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook. This completes one treble crochet that also joins the piece. Continue with 4 chain stitches, then work 1 loose slip stitch in the same spot as the treble crochet. Work another slip stitch in the next stitch. All slip stitches in this round should remain loose. Chain 4. Work 1 treble crochet. Here, you'll connect it to the adjacent treble crochet from round 1. The joining method is always using an incomplete stitch. Afterward, crochet the loop and join this stitch. Then chain 4 after completing it. Work 1 slip stitch. Take a look. Consider what you just crocheted in this stitch as one group. Repeat this group for the rest of the round. For the remaining 5 groups, there's no need to connect them to round 1, crochet them normally. When you reach the last group, connect it to the adjacent treble crochet from round 1. After completing it, work another slip stitch at the joining position of this round to complete the first group. Secure with a chain stitch. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. Weave the yarn tail to the wrong side of the fabric piece. The yarn tail from the previous join has already been worked in for a round, so you can cut it directly. Continue weaving this yarn tail along the texture on the wrong side. That completes the third round. This way, one flower group from round 2 to round 3 is completed, connecting to the slip stitch of round 1 and the adjacent treble crochets. Continue crocheting 3 more flowers and connect them to round 1. Refer to the completed flower for the crocheting method. Pay attention that the insertion position for adjacent flowers in the treble crochet is identical. Crochet normally. This is the sample after all the flowers are completed, and rounds 2 to 3 are fully finished. After completing these 2 rounds, weave in the yarn tails on the wrong side for convenience. When continuing to crochet, join a new yarn at one of the treble crochets from round 1 for round 4. Chain 4 as a beginning chain. This will count as 1 treble crochet, and continue by crocheting 3 more treble crochets in the join spot. Essentially, this creates a TR4 in 1. Then move to the 3rd round on the left side, to the adjacent petal. Insert the hook under the 2 strands of yarn, behind the treble crochet stitch, and make a loose slip stitch. See, this is the treble crochet stitch, and this is 1 strand of yarn behind it. Pick up the 2 strands below it. Make a slip stitch. Continue with 8 chain stitches. Skip the 3 petals on the left side. Slip stitch behind the next petal's treble crochet. Locate this stitch. 1 strand of yarn behind the stitch. Pick up the 2 strands below it like this. Slip stitch. Place the chain stitches on the back of the flower. 1 completed section counts as 1 group. Continue with the remaining 3 groups. That is, place TR4 in 1 from the first round below. Slip stitch for the left petals. Crochet 8 chain stitches. Skip 3 petals and slip stitch into the next petal. Another group is done. Continue with the remaining sections. Slip stitch into the beginning chain without cutting the yarn. Round 4 is now complete. For round 5, start with treble crochet 4 stitches together into 1 stitch. Since it's the start of the round, first crochet 4 chains, followed by 3 incomplete treble crochets. Then yarn over and draw through all loops in once to finish the treble crochet 4 stitches together. Continue with 2 more chain stitches. Then start continuous crocheting from the first chain stitch. Crochet 1/2 double crochet. Insert the hook into this chain stitch. This way, with 2 strands of yarn. Crochet a CH1 picket. First make a chain stitch, and pick up the 2 front threads from the stitch below. Make a slip stitch and tighten it. The CH1 picket is now complete. Continue with 2 more chain stitches, and 1 loose slip stitch. Pay attention to the insertion point. All are worked on the same first chain stitch. 3 chain stitches. 1 double crochet. 1 CH1 picket stitch. 3 chain stitches. 1 loose slip stitch, 2 chain stitches, 1 half double crochet, 1 ch1 picket stitch, 2 chain stitches, 1 slip stitch. The section on this stitch is now completed. Now make 5 more chain stitches. Next, work into the adjacent petal, from the third round on the left side. Note that it should be a petal not yet worked on. Pick up the 2 threads from the back of the treble crochet stitch below. That is, pick these 2 threads closest to the insertion position, and make a slip stitch. Three chain stitches. Skip 1 petal and work on the back of the next petal's treble crochet. Pick up 2 threads close to the insertion point. Work a slip stitch, then make 5 chain stitches. The completed section counts as one group. Repeat this group's technique to finish the entire round. Note, for the group of 4 treble crochets work together as one stitch, first work 4 incomplete treble crochets. Then yarn over once, and pull through all loops. This stitch is now complete. Continue working. After finishing, join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Then weave in the yarn tail on the back side. This makes it easier for subsequent crocheting. The 5th round is now complete. Rounds 6 to 12 of Motif 2 are identical to rounds 5 to 11 of Motif 1, except for the insertion positions in rounds 6 and 7 of Motif 2. Below, I will demonstrate these insertion positions for those 2 rounds. Refer to the chart for specific stitch techniques. For the 6th round, join yarn on the chain stitches from the 5th round. Attach the yarn here on this chain stitch braid. Crochet 3 double crochets and 1 chain stitch. On the left chain braid, crochet 3 double crochets and 1 chain stitch. Then locate the spot where 4 treble crochets were worked together as one stitch in the 5th round. Find these strands of yarn, above the back loop of that stitch. Use the hook to pick up these strands and work 3 double crochets, 3 chain stitches, 3 double crochets, and 1 chain stitch. Back on the left chain braid, crochet 3 more double crochets and 1 chain stitch. That covers all the insertion points you'll encounter in the 6th round. Continue with the 7th round, working normally along this edge until only 2 chain braids remain. Then pick up the left chain braid, and crochet 2 double crochets. Crochet 1 more double crochet. Pick up the strand from the picket stitch, on the right side of the 5th round below. Work a double crochet using one strand of the chain stitch, and the chain below together. Continue working downward. Do the same at the 3rd double crochet spot. Pick up one strand from the picket stitch below and work the double crochet together with the chain braid. Crochet 3 chains and 1 double crochet, continuing to pick up the picket strand and the chain braid together for this stitch. Keep going down. Pay attention here, the connection should be symmetrical, so after the chain, start with the first double crochet. Pick up the picket and chain braid together to crochet. That covers all the insertion points you'll encounter in round 7. For the remaining rounds of Motif 2, refer to the previous demonstration and follow the chart to complete it. I won't repeat the demonstration here, so that concludes Motif 2. For Motif 3, start with a magic ring, and work counterclockwise in rounds. Begin with the magic ring. Continue with round 1. Chain 2 as the turning chain for the half double crochet, chain 1, then work 1 half double crochet and 1 chain into the ring. In round 1, work a total of 8 half double crochets, with 1 chain between each pair of stitches. Continue working the remaining 6 stitches. After completing, finish with a slip stitch into the top chain of the beginning chains. Cut the yarn. Round 1 is complete. Join the yarn on the left side of the beginning chain in round 2. Work 3 chains and 2 treble crochets into this chain braid. Three chains. 1 loose slip stitch. All slip stitches in this round should be loose. Work 1 chain, skip the next stitch, then work a slip stitch into the chain braid. 3 chains, 2 treble crochets. Three chains, 1 slip stitch. 1 chain. Take a look, one section worked into the chain braid forms a group. Repeat this group to crochet the entire round. After completing, work a slip stitch on the left chain braid to close round 1. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. Round 2 is complete. Join the yarn at the beginning chain of round 1 for round 3. In this round, crochet while wrapping the chains from the middle of round 2 together. Work 1 chain, 1 single crochet, and 3 chains. In this round, work 1 single crochet and 3 chains into each stitch of round 1 while wrapping the chains from round 2. Note, the stitch for the half double crochet is the 2 strands on the top right. If it's hard to pick up the stitch, you can first find the position with a sewing needle. Expand it a bit, then pick up the stitch and continue crocheting. Follow the pattern to complete this round. Place the chain braid below round 2. Finish with a slip stitch. Adjust with a slip stitch on the left chain braid for transition, then work 1 chain. Do not fasten off, continue to the next round. For round 4, at the center back of the right treble crochet on the left petal. Pick up 2 strands. Work a loose slip stitch. At the center back of the left treble crochet on the left side. Work a loose slip stitch and 4 chains. Left petal, right treble crochet. Back side. Work a slip stitch. Work 1 chain. At the back of the left treble crochet. Work a slip stitch and 2 chains. Treat the completed section as one group, and repeat this group's pattern. Complete this round. Note, all slip stitches are worked at the center back of the treble crochets. After completing it, on the first slip stitch, work a slip stitch. Round 4 is now complete, continue to round 5. Start by carrying the yarn. The method for carrying the yarn is to enlarge the loop, thread it through the yarn ball. Tighten the yarn tail. At the required position, which is the chain on the right side, pull the yarn through. After the carrying yarn is level with the wrong side of the fabric piece, make 4 beginning chains. Continue below the chain, work 2 treble crochets. Work 1 chain. The chain made of 4 chains on the left side. Work 4 treble crochets, 4 chains, 4 treble crochets, and 1 chain. Continue to refer to the chart and complete this round. After completion, slip stitch into the beginning chain to finish round 5. Round 6 is relatively simple, just follow the pattern chart while paying attention to the number of treble crochets and chains. That concludes Motif 3. Next, we'll learn Motifs 4 and 5. Motif 4 is simply the first 5 rounds of Motif 1. Just follow the demonstration and refer to the pattern chart while crocheting. Motif 5 is half of Motif 4. You need to work back and forth in rows and crochet an edge. Let's now learn how to crochet Motif 5. This is the completed first row. Continue with the second row by making 3 beginning chains. Turn the piece, and work 1 slip stitch into the first stitch. Follow the chart until the end of the previous row. The final double crochet goes into the turning chain. Then fasten off the yarn. The second row is complete. Join the yarn for the third row at any stitch. Refer to the chart and work until the end of the row. The final double crochet goes into the turning chain. The third row is complete. Take a look at Motif 5, it's crocheted back and forth like this. Pay attention to the first and last stitch of each row, which should be worked into the first and last stitch of the previous row. Refer to the pattern chart and continue crocheting until the end of the 5th row. Note that the beginning chain for the 5th row is 4 stitches. Work 1 treble crochet as the last stitch. This is the swatch after completing the 5th row. Make 1 beginning chain to start the new row. Do not turn the piece, instead, work 3 single crochets along the side edge of each row. Continue working until you reach the starting chain position. Work 1 single crochet into the starting chain. Follow the pattern to complete the row. While crocheting, place the yarn tail on the left side over your hook, and work it in together. Once finished, fasten off the yarn. Motif 5 is now complete. That concludes all the motifs. Refer to the chart and crochet the required motifs for later use. Next, we'll crochet the decorations, which include the strawberry decoration and the strawberry rabbit decoration. The strawberry decoration consists of the main body and leaves, followed by assembly. The strawberry rabbit decoration includes the main body, ears, eyes, and assembly. Let's start with the strawberry decoration. To crochet the strawberry body, begin with a chain stitch, then work back and forth in rows, and finally crochet one round around the edges. Below, make 3 chain stitches. Then work the first row. Start with 1 beginning chain, and pick up the chain stitch from the starting chain. Work a SC2 in 1 with the 2 strands of yarn sequentially. Single crochet, SC2 in 1. Work another chain stitch to complete the first row. For the second row, start with 1 chain stitch, turn the piece, and pick up 2 strands of yarn in the chain stitch from the first row. Work 1 single crochet. Work 4 more single crochets into the stitch. One SC2 in 1. One chain stitch. The second row is now complete. For the third row, start with 1 chain stitch, turn the piece, and work 1 SC6 in 1 from the second row, 1 SC2 in 1, 1 SC2 in 1. The third row is now complete. The first 9 rows for the strawberry body are similar. Work back and forth according to the required stitch pattern. Note that you need to increase stitches on both sides of the fabric piece, but not every row requires increases. Refer to the chart for specific methods and positions for increasing stitches. This is the sample after completing the 9th row. Continue to work on the 10th row. Start with 1 chain stitch, turn the piece, and work a SC2 tog. Insert the hook into the 2 left side stitches sequentially and pull up a loop, yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook. The SC2 tog is now complete. Continue working single crochets evenly across the row. 10th row, completed. 11th row, start with 1 chain stitch, turn the piece, and work a SC2 tog. Continue working single crochets correspondingly across the row. 11th row completed. The 12th row is relatively simple. Refer to the chart to finish it. 13th row, start with 1 chain stitch, turn the piece, skip 1 stitch, and work a SC2 tog. Work 5 more single crochets. Work 1 SC2 tog. 13th row completed. Next, we'll crochet the edging. There are 2 cases for crocheting the border, switching colors and not switching colors. First, I'll demonstrate crocheting without switching colors. Start with 1 chain stitch, then work a single crochet into the remaining stitch of the 12th row, then, refer to the chart and work into the edge stitch position of each row, continuing until you reach the edge stitch position of the second row. Continue at the edge stitch position of the first row, which is the starting chain. After completing it, continue from the edge stitch position of the second row. Refer to the chart and keep crocheting until you reach the 12th row. Once finished, work 1 single crochet into the open stitch of the 12th row. On the 13th row, work a SC2 and 1 in the stitch position. Work 7 single crochets evenly into the left side stitches. On the 13th row, work a SC2 and 1 in the stitch position. After completing it, finish with a slip stitch, and fasten off the yarn. Weave in the yarn tail on the wrong side. This completes the border without switching colors. For switching colors while crocheting the border, start by breaking the yarn, then join the new yarn at the remaining stitch of the 12th row. Continue crocheting as demonstrated earlier until you complete the entire round. With the color switched border, the remaining yarn tails can be reserved longer. For sewing strawberry seeds and seaming, this completes the main part of the strawberry. Next, we'll crochet the strawberry leaves. The strawberry leaves consist of 4 leaflets and 1 stem, all crocheted as one piece. Start with 7 chain stitches. Then work the first leaflet by making 1 chain stitch, and working 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 HDC2 tog. The technique for this stitch is to first work 2 incomplete half double crochets, yarn over and draw the yarn through all loops on the hook to complete 1 incomplete half double crochet, then work another incomplete half double crochet, yarn over and pull through all loops on the hook to finish the HDC2 tog. Then work 2 single crochets and 1 loose slip stitch. The first leaflet is now complete. Now work the second leaflet by making 1 chain stitch, turn your work, and work 1 half double crochet in the left stitch. In the next stitch, work 2 consecutive half double crochets followed by 1 double crochet. The second leaflet is now complete. For the third leaflet, make 1 chain stitch, turn your work, and work 3 loose slip stitches. Then work 4 chain stitches. Work 1 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Continue with 2 half double crochets. Then work 1 single crochet in the insertion point of the previous slip stitch on the left. The third leaflet is now complete. For the fourth leaflet, make 1 chain stitch, turn your work, and work 3 loose slip stitches. Then work 4 chain stitches. Work 1 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Continue with 2 half double crochets. Work 1 half double crochet in the left slip stitch. Pay attention to the direction of the leaflet. Crochet on the back of this slip stitch. Continue by working 1 single crochet in the left slip stitch, and then work 1 loose slip stitch in the next stitch. Then locate the chain stitch of the second leaflet. It's a small hole like this. Work 1 loose slip stitch in this position. After completing the fourth leaflet, move on to the petiole by making 3 chain stitches. Start with 2 loose slip stitches in the second to last stitch. Then work one tight slip stitch in the left chain stitch. Leave a long yarn tail for sewing. Weave in the starting yarn tail on the wrong side. That's how you finish crocheting the strawberry leaf. Next, take the strawberry main piece without changing colors. You can thread a long yarn tail of strawberry purple color onto a needle, and work on the wrong side. Weave in the ends. Pick up strands, tie a knot, and secure. For the color changing piece, you can directly thread the reserved long yarn tail onto a needle, then weave it into the back of the fabric piece, transitioning it to an appropriate position before sewing the strawberry seeds. Each strawberry seed occupies the distance of one row. Sew vertically like this and sew the required number of strawberry seeds according to your preference. Do not cut the yarn after crocheting. Take motif 4 with the right side facing up, and place the main piece in the middle. You can use a stitch marker to secure the position of this piece. If you don't have a stitch marker, you can use a paperclip or safety pin as a substitute. Then pick up the line segments on the wrong side of the main pieces, edging, and sew them to the corresponding surface of motif 4. Be mindful not to pick up the surface line segments. Don't pass the needle all the way through the fabric piece, so there won't be any visible marks after sewing. Sew around the entire circle of the strawberry main piece using this method. After sewing, weave in the yarn tail for an additional distance. The strawberry main piece is now sewn, and it's time to take out the strawberry leaves. Place the leaf stem facing up on top of the main piece. After adjusting to a proper position, sew the leaf by picking up the surface line segments from either the bottom main piece or motif 4. Remember to slightly secure the leaf stem with thread as well. Then fasten off and weave in the yarn tail. The strawberry leaves are now sewn, completing the strawberry decoration. Next, we'll make the strawberry rabbit decoration. Start with chain stitches for the main piece. The first 7 rounds are crocheted in rounds counterclockwise, and rows 8 through 14 are crocheted in rows counterclockwise. The 15th round is crocheted in rounds counterclockwise. Begin with 5 chain stitches. Make 1 chain stitch, then pick up 2 strands on the first chain stitch. Work 2 single crochets. Then work 3 more single crochets. On the remaining chain, work 2 single crochets. Rotate the piece. Pick up the remaining strand on the other side of the starting chain and continue crocheting. First, work 2 single crochets into the first stitch on the right. Then work 3 single crochets. On the last stitch, work 2 single crochets. After finishing, go back to the first stitch. Join with a slip stitch. The first round is complete. In the second round, make 1 chain and work 2 SC2 in 1. Then work 3 single crochets. Work 4 SC2 in 1. Then work 3 single crochets. Work 2 SC2 in 1. After completing, join back to the first stitch with a slip stitch. From the 3rd to 7th rounds, continue crocheting counterclockwise in the same way. The stitch patterns you encounter have been explained before, so I won't demonstrate them again. This is the sample swatch after completing the 7th round. Below, we'll start the 8th row by picking up the new yarn. Count 13 stitches to the left from the slip stitch position in the 7th round, which is the stitch on the right side of a HDC2 in 1, and on the back of this stitch. Join the yarn on the horizontal bar here. Notice that each stitch has a horizontal bar on its back. This row will be crocheted along the horizontal bars on the back of the 7th round. Each horizontal bar represents 1 stitch. Follow the chart to complete this row. After making the beginning chain, tighten it. Do not fasten off after completing this row. For the 9th row, carry the yarn across before starting to crochet. Count 4 stitches to the right from the insertion point of the 8th row. Draw the carried yarn through on the horizontal bar at the back. The carried yarn should be kept level with the fabric piece. You can allow a little extra slack if needed. Ensure that the fabric does not pucker after crocheting. Now start the 9th row. Based on the pattern chart, complete the beginning chain and make sure to tighten it. Always tighten the beginning chains for each row. I won't repeat this moving forward. First, crochet 4 single crochets on the horizontal bars from the back of the 7th round. While crocheting, carry the yarn across above the hook and gather it together. Next, move to the 8th row, and continue crocheting on the stitches of the 8th row. After completing, go back and crochet on the horizontal bar from the back of the 7th round on the left side. If there's any remaining carried yarn at the back, continue placing it above the hook and gather it together. After finishing, the 9th row is complete. Begin carrying the yarn for the 10th row. Draw the carried yarn through at the necessary position. Crochet on the horizontal bar from the back of the 7th round, making sure to wrap the carried yarn. Then crochet on the stitches of the 9th row, and after completing, continue crocheting on the horizontal bar from the back of the 7th round. This concludes the 10th row. For the 11th row, join the yarn at the beginning chain position of the 7th round. Notice that there is also a horizontal line on the back of the beginning chain. Simply hook it out. Then continue crocheting downward. The remaining part of the 11th row up to the 14th row can be completed by following the demonstration and referring to the chart. After finishing the 14th row, the 15th round will be crocheted in rounds. The carried yarn for this round can be pulled from the short side. Then continue referring to the chart, finish crocheting this round. And end with a slip stitch at the beginning chain while leaving a long tail for sewing the fabric piece together. After completing the 15th round, the main part is done. Now start crocheting the ear with 6 chain stitches. Make 1 chain and crochet 1 single crochet. Crochet 4 half double crochets. On the last chain, crochet 4 half double crochets first. Rotate the piece. Pick up the remaining strand on the other side of the starting point and continue crocheting. First, crochet 3 more half double crochets into the next stitch on the right. Then crochet 4 half double crochets. Crochet 1 single crochet. When crocheting this single crochet, start with an incomplete single crochet, then take out the yarn from the second row to switch colors. Leave a tail and pull the yarn through. This way, the yarn is switched, and the single crochet is completed. Cut the yarn from the first row. The first row is complete. For the second row, pick up the back loop of each stitch from the first row. Crochet 2 loose slip stitches. Then do a SC2 in 1. Continue crocheting while referring to the pattern chart. Pay attention to situations where different stitches are worked into the same stitch, all using the back loops until the end of the row. After completing the row, leave a long yarn tail. Then pull this yarn tail through the back of the first slip stitch. The ear is now finished. The technique for the eyes is simple, so I won't demonstrate it. Now we start assembling. The assembly method here is almost the same as the one used for the strawberry main body. Here, I'll explain the assembly order. First, sew the eyes onto the main piece. The eyes should be positioned slightly above the third to fourth round. After sewing, use the remaining yarn tail to stitch a horizontal line above the first round. Then, from the midpoint, stitch a vertical line down to the second round. These two lines will form the nose. Afterward, weave in the ends and cut the yarn. Next, curve the thread and sew 2 lines on either side for the blush. Then, sew the main piece onto the center of motif 1, paying attention to the direction of the face, and picking up corresponding segments of the fabric. After sewing, attach the ears symmetrically to both the main piece and the motif. Keep the remaining yarn tails uncut, combine them, and sew strawberry seeds into the red area of the main piece. Adjust the positions according to personal preference. That concludes the strawberry rabbit decoration. Next, sew the motifs together. The sewing process includes joining Motif 3 and Motif 4. Motif 4 and Motif 5, and Motif 5 with itself. The overall sewing technique used is whip stitch. You can refer to the actual project, or an assembly diagram first. Position all the motifs correctly before sewing them together. Note that the orientation of the decorations on the motifs can match the actual project, or be adjusted according to your preference. Below, I'll demonstrate sewing Motif 3 and Motif 4 together. We will sew along this edge. Close to the edge that needs sewing, take a yarn in the required color. It should be about 2.5 times the length of the seam. If the actual sewing area is long, you can use a slightly shorter segment, and sew in multiple steps. At the corner position, hide the yarn tail on the back side. Place the two motifs with their wrong sides facing each other. Insert the needle from the corner position of the top motif, which is the middle chain stitch position, and draw through the back loop. Continue by going to the opposite corner position, which is these two chain stitch positions. Pick up the back loops at the same time. Insert the needle from front to back and gently tighten. This completes one stitch. Continue from front to back. Pick up the back loop of the left chain or stitch. These two corresponding stitches. Gently pull to tighten the yarn tail. This sewing method is called whip stitch. Follow this method to sew all corresponding stitches of these two motifs. After sewing, both ends of the edge should be aligned. If there are a few stitches off, you can adjust during the sewing process. Meaning, you can insert the needle an extra time at the sewing position. Try to distribute the adjustment positions evenly, not all in the same spot. When sewing reaches the corner, focus on this middle chain stitch. Pick up the two motifs on the left and continue to sew them together correspondingly. If the yarn runs out during sewing, you can pass the needle through to the wrong side of the fabric first. Then weave in the ends. Take out a new yarn and reattach it. Exit through the upper motif. Continue with the whip stitch. Follow this method until you finish sewing this edge. This is the sample after finishing one edge. Refer to this demonstration to sew the remaining edges. At the intersections, you can adjust by sewing the chains again. Then return to normal and sew the back loops accordingly. Use this method to sew all of Motif 3 and Motif 4 together. Here's what the four motifs look like after sewing. Following this demonstration, sew the remaining Motif 3s and 4s. Then proceed with sewing Motif 4 and Motif 5 together. Refer to this demonstration for the overall sewing process. Pay attention when sewing Motif 5 together with another Motif 5. At the last row of the edging position, you can pick up one thread from behind and sew it like this. This way, there won't be any gaps at the top of the motif. Refer to this demonstration for subsequent sewing. Everyone can follow the chart and joining diagram for sewing. That concludes the sewing process. After completing all the sewing, proceed with crocheting the border. Below, I'll demonstrate using this sample. Start by crocheting the first round at the foot of the blanket on the upper part of Motif 5. Join the yarn on the 7th stitch counting from left to right. Then start working single crochets evenly. When you reach the corner position, work 2 chain stitches. Move to the left side of Motif 5. Continue working single crochets evenly. Finish this Motif 5. Then continue working single crochets evenly on the next Motif 5. Take a look at this round. It involves working single crochets evenly on all sides of the motifs around the blanket. Remember, when you reach the corner position, work 2 chain stitches as a transition. Follow the pattern until you complete the entire round. After completing it, don't cut the yarn, leave it for the next step. For the second round, take out the required yarn. Join the yarn on the fourth stitch from the left. Work 1 TR6 popcorn and chain 4 as the turning chain. Then work 5 more treble crochets. Pay attention, all stitches are worked in the same insertion point, where the yarn was joined. After completing them, slightly enlarge the loop, and insert the hook into the first stitch, which is the beginning chain position. Draw the loop through. Work 1 chain stitch to secure the popcorn stitch. Then chain 6. At the corner position, work 1 popcorn stitch. Chain 6. After finishing, move to the next side of the blanket. On the third stitch, work 1 popcorn stitch and chain 6. Then skip 5 stitches. On the next stitch, work 1 popcorn stitch and chain 6. Take a look at this round. It's worked in the pattern of 1 popcorn stitch followed by 6 chains. Repeat this pattern as a group. Note that at each corner position, you also work 1 group on the third stitch of one side of the blanket. And on the fourth stitch from the end, work 1 group. On each side, space groups 5 stitches apart, and follow this pattern to complete the entire round. After finishing, place the remaining yarn tail from the first round above. Then slip stitch into the popcorn stitch on the left side, which creates 1 chain stitch. The second round is now complete. Secure the yarn tail. For the third round, pick up the yarn from the first round that was left unused. Chain 4 as a beginning chain, then work 2 treble crochets into the stitch of the first round. Pay attention, the chains from the second round on the back of the fabric do not need to be wrapped. On the left side, there is a popcorn stitch, work 1 single crochet on top of it. Continue working treble crochets into the stitches of the first round. After completing this section, you will reach the popcorn stitch at the corner. First, chain 4, then, work 1 single crochet, and chain 4 into the same popcorn stitch. The corner is now complete. Continue working along this side of the blanket in the first round. Work treble crochets into each stitch and single crochets into each popcorn stitch. This round consists of treble crochets into the stitches, and single crochets into the popcorn stitches. At the corners, remember to work 4 chains, 1 single crochet, and 4 chains into the popcorn stitch. Follow the demonstration and chart reference to complete this round. After completing, join with a slip stitch. The third round is now complete. For the fourth round, chain 1 to start, then work 1 single crochet into each stitch. In this round, make sure to wrap the chains from the second round together as you crochet. When you reach the corner position, work on the chain braid. Crochet 2 single crochets. Work SC3 in 1. That means you will work 3 single crochets into the same stitch. On the chain braid, crochet 2 single crochets. After completing the corner, continue working 1 stitch into each corresponding stitch. Don't forget to wrap the chains from below as you crochet. Follow the demonstration and chart reference to complete this round. After finishing, join with a slip stitch. Cut the yarn. The fourth round is now complete. The fifth and sixth rounds are relatively simple, just refer to the chart for crocheting, so I won't demonstrate them. Below, we'll continue working on the seventh round using this sample swatch. Note that the number of rounds in the sample doesn't serve as a reference. Place SC3 in 1 at the corner. Starting from the first single crochet on the right side, count to the 14th stitch and join the yarn. Begin by crocheting a group of 3 chain stitches. Work a TR2 tog. To work this stitch, first make 2 incomplete treble crochets, with 6 stitches in between. Then yarn over and pull through all loops. The TR2 tog is now complete. Next, work 3 chain stitches. On the left side at this insertion point, work 1 loose slip stitch. One pattern group is now finished. Work another group, paying attention to the fact that there are 6 stitches between each TR2 tog. At the corner position, continue by working 2 chain stitches, and 1 loose slip stitch into the insertion point below. The corner is now complete. Start repeating the pattern groups. This round consists of repeating the pattern groups, with 2 chain stitches and 1 slip stitch worked at each corner. Follow the demonstration and chart reference to complete this round. After finishing, join with a slip stitch. Cut the yarn. The 7th round is now complete. For the 8th round, join the yarn at the decrease of the first pattern group from the 7th round. Work 1 chain stitch, then work 1 single crochet and 4 chain stitches. Now let's work a pattern group. On the loose slip stitch on the left side, work 1 DC5 bobble. Start by working 5 incomplete treble crochets into this stitch. Yarn over once, then pull through all loops on the hook. The DC5 bobble is now complete. Work 4 chain stitches afterward. On the decrease on the left side, work 1 single crochet and 4 chain stitches. This completes one pattern group. We've now reached the corner position. On the slip stitch on the right side, work 1 bobble stitch and 5 chain stitches. The corner is now complete. Next, on the slip stitch on the left side, start working according to the pattern repeat of 1 group. This round involves repeating the pattern along one side. At the corner position, on the slip stitch on the right side, work 1 bobble stitch and 5 chain stitches. Following the demonstration and chart instructions, continue to complete this round. After finishing, end the 8th round with a slip stitch. For the 9th round, start with 1 chain stitch, then work 4 single crochets into the left chain loop. Work 1 slip stitch into the bobble stitch. All slip stitches in this round should not be pulled too tight. Continue by working 4 single crochets into the left chain loop. Work 1 slip stitch into the stitch. Take a look at the pattern for this round. Work single crochets into the chain spaces. Work 1 slip stitch into the stitch. Pay attention that at the corner position, there are 5 chain stitches, so work 5 single crochets. All other positions have 4 single crochets. Follow the pattern to complete this round. End with a slip stitch after finishing. The 9th round is now complete, and that concludes the entire edging process. Thread the remaining yarn tails along the texture of the wrong side of the fabric to secure them. Up to this point, the entire blanket has been fully explained. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website. Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.